Good evening. We're up to 139 calls. All calls were handled last month, no problems between police, fire, EMS. I think everybody's getting along. There was no problems, no negative things to report. Dawn, if you can give me a copy of the RFP, I'll help you out with some of the specs for the radio thing. I was going to just the basic township RFP information. I did email you the financial report for the year. Yes, you got that recently. Okay, 10-4. So I met with Chief Fairview and the Chief of Upper St. Clair, worked for mutual aid for the Boyce Mayview Road corridor, and what part of that was radio communications and mutual aid assistance, and we're working on that as unwritten agreement, but obviously to support each other on our end of the township. I did write a letter to Congressman Murphy for grants information, and he did send up the new guidelines to me for this year's AFG grants, and I received a grant letter from the Office of State Fire Commissioner for a state grant that opens September 1st, so I'm working on that. And that would be different than the grants that you're working on. We want to do a joint grant project probably for the radio project, and it's going to take a little bit of work, but I think we're going in the right direction on that. Like I said, all the calls were handled, but the big thing was the Hills Hendersonville Civic Center had a group open the house, their facility a couple weeks ago, and it was a religious organization, a Christian organization, but they were a community outreach program, and we brought our Upper St. Clair's firehouse, and we did a fire safety and orientation. Anybody had any questions for the fire department? It went really well, although we did get rained on a little bit, and everybody was really pleased with that. So we're doing things on our side over there a little bit to get more with the community and stuff. Piggybacking on some of your stuff I see on the agenda, we are actually getting bids for a generator for our fire station. I'm elected, and because we see it as possibly a warming center or a cooling center, or if there's someone can't get shelter overnight after a fire or emergency, that we're trying to make the station available as more of a community resource than just a fire station. That's our plans. And that will go coincide with the long-range plans we're going to do for you for the budgeting and stuff, but we're looking at the short-term and long-term economic implications there. Other than that, the new hydrant is in that you authorized on First Street, but it is not functional yet, but I want to appreciate you guys, the township, approving the township. That's going to cut one of our runs in half and give us a lot better coverage in the older part of town. Okay, that's great, thank you.
I have one question, Bill.
Okay.
The grants that you're talking
Yes.
about, is that just for Lawrence, or is that for all the fire departments? How does that work?
It could be either. Right now, I'm starting for us, but we will talk with the other fire departments. I think the radio grant will be a joint effort on all of us that Dawn's working on. But for right now, I think we're going individual grants for our individual needs. But it could be either. It depends for the federal, especially the federal, even the state. You can do it that way, but we haven't had time to discuss it between departments yet. But I think in the future we'll be going that way. Maybe we can do a local share. A local share. If we all bought the same SCBA, for example, then we could buy 30 instead of 10 and get a much better price and also get a better chance for the grants. So that's the kind of thing we're looking at, but nothing's firmed up yet. We're just in the talking stage. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Danny with music.
We have 110 calls to date. We had 3 brush fires, 2 medicals, 4 commercial fire alarms, 1 at the Hilton, 2 at the new Holiday Inn, and 1 residential fire alarm, and 2 assists at Station 10. Only announcement, one question I have, what's the status on the 980? Getting lights up, getting markings up, getting something up?
We basically, Dawn, haven't we handed that over to the state, and they were supposed to give us about the lights by O'Hara Road for O'Hara Road warning?
I know it's doing the design right now, so it's in process, so Dawn, after that, they'll design, we'll put it out for bid. Yeah,
What's your guesstimate, Dan?
I don't want to guess for somebody else, we've done our work, so it's back in their
Do you have
hands.
any experience with any of this? How long it takes?
I know it usually takes a couple months for anything, so they're just more short-staffed.
Once they give us the design, Tony, then we can put it out to bid, and then we can try to get it accomplished as quick as possible. And we're still waiting, they promised that they would give us the design for it. And that's what we're still waiting at.
Okay, one announcement, our cash bash on October the 4th with Cecil and Muse together. It's in Station 10 down at Cecil. And you can get a ticket off any Muse or Cecil card.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Ed, you're up.
Thank you. Good evening. This is our report from July 1st through July 31st. We had 20 calls for the month, bringing us to 159 calls as of July the 31st. 11 calls in our fire district, 2 EMS assists, 2 vehicle accidents, 4 utility lines down, 1 fire alarm activation, 1 public service, 1 residential structure fire. It was just a propane grill that kind of flashed over. Wasn't very major at all. 4 calls to assist Cecil number 1 with fire alarms and 5 calls to assist Cecil number 2. 7 men per call on the average, and about 80 and almost 81 man hours in service for the month. Our carnival just finished up last Saturday, and we'd like to thank all of the residents for their support. As always, I'd like to thank Chief Bukovinsky and the police department for their outstanding support. Bank runs every night and patrol through the carnival grounds. Did a great job. As Tony said, Cash Bash is October 4th. We're also planning a holiday craft and vendor show on November 8th and 9th. That's our ladies auxiliary. And each of the 3 fire companies in the past month had a visit from the ISO, which is the Insurance Service Organization. They come into the community every once in a while. It's been a long time, I guess, since they've been at Cecil. And they make a survey of what we're doing and what kind of equipment we have, all that. And then they're going to give us a report at some point in time. And hopefully it will have a positive effect on insurance rates for the community, but we'll find that out at some point in the future. So, other than that, I guess that's about it.
Thank you, Ed.
Thanks.